Self-Love is the New Sexy, the podcast devoted to helping you overcome life's most painful and stubborn challenges so you can feel great, have more energy, and live stress-free every day. To reach your full potential, simply work with the powerful spiritual principles that are readily accessible to everyone. It's easier than you think, and on today's show, W. Mark Watts is going to show you how starting with self-love is the key to joyously and harmoniously making that happen.
Hey everybody, it's W. Mark Watts. I want to say to all my first-time listeners as well as my returnees, a big welcome and thank you for coming and hanging out with me for another episode of Self-Love is the New Sexy. And I'm going to always keep this pretty consistent, and let's get right on into today's topic. So the topic for today is simply self-love, and self-love from the standpoint of I want to give you a realistic feeling, a realistic idea, a real-time idea of another aspect of self-love that I think oftentimes will go overlooked. And the goal is just to keep it as basic and as simple so that you can really grasp things from my life and then hopefully apply them in your own life and allow yourself to feel them as well. So today, when I'm recording this, is a Sunday, and it's been a weekend where I've done a lot of studying, as I always do, a lot of work, and I enjoy doing those things. And when the moment hits me, so here's what I want to highlight today. Just how to identify another way to love yourself, which, easily, another way to easily apply self-love in your life. And it's this: I allow myself to go with the flow of how I'm feeling in the moment. So case in point is this evening, I had completed some work and I was relaxing a little bit, washed the dishes, and all of a sudden R&B slow songs came to my mind. So what do? Now I have a choice. Right in that moment, now I'm sitting here alone in my place, as I often am. Most of the time I'm alone, and I could have decided. So I've got two ways to go with this, or a couple different ways. I got one way is I can ignore that feeling that I really wanted to listen to some R&B music, because here's what happens. Spirit offers you these thoughts because it's looking to soothe you. It's looking to put you on a nice path. It's looking to give you something nice and easy that you can really vibe to. It's guiding you. So when the song, now I haven't been listening to music all day. Matter of fact, all weekend. But when that thought, that hint of some nice, smooth, old school R&B music comes into my mind, and it's clear. It's very clear to me what the thought that I'm having. I'm thinking OJs, Spinners, Anita Baker, Luther Vandross, those artists. So and a specific song came to my mind too. And in specific, it was The Other Side of Town by the OJs. So when it's that specific, here's your choices.
We hope you're enjoying today's show. If so, please take a moment to show your support for the show by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. If you have questions for W. Mark Watts, please feel free to contact him over at wmarkwatts.com, on Instagram at W. Mark Watts, or on Facebook at Self-Love is the New Sexy.
Thought comes up, you hear it, your choice is to ignore it, to listen to it, or to entertain it short term, or to let your body just kind of vibe with it. So just let it take over you. So obviously I've learned number one is not an option. I'm not going to ignore it. When it comes out, when a thought comes as clear as a whistle and as specific as a song with a group that I love, I'm automatically know it. That's Spirit talking to me, number one. So number two, now I got two choices now. I can maybe listen to a song or two songs and then let it go for the evening. Or if I'm feeling it, I can just let it go. Now, which choice do you think I made? Now, if you've listened to any of the episodes of this podcast show so far, I think you all know by now which choice I made. I let my body feel the groove because after that first song, I wanted more and I wanted different artists and I wanted to just lose myself. As a matter of fact, I was not going to actually record an episode today, but when I felt that, again, Spirit talked to me and said, hey, you need to share this today because here's a great example of how to love yourself. So I stopped my music, which I started to play it in the background, but you get into all kind of copyright laws and, people saying you can't do this and that. So I paused the music for now so that I could come and record this episode. And as soon as I'm done editing this and uploading this, I will return to my night of smooth R&B music because it's something that I truly enjoy. It's something that makes me feel good. It's not infringing on anyone's rights. And when I do it, I feel really good because, like I said, these are all artists that I love. And so I'll just start choosing. I'll go from one song to another. And sometimes if that song I didn't get enough of, I'll play it again. And I just think about love and I think about how I want to feel. And I think about that next great love that's coming into my life because I'm calling her in. And I think about how this is helping me be more loving to my son and what we deal with on a daily basis and how it helped me be more loving in my work and how I relate to my tribe and my friends and my family. And ultimately all these things, everything that I'm talking about right now, all these different aspects of the ways that I interact with life are all different aspects of the way I love myself, because how I treat and talk with my son, how I deal with my work, how I record this episode, how I listen to my music, how I wash my dishes, how I prepare my food, how I drive my car, how I talk to the inner talk. And we'll go into that because that's a whole nother level of information that we'll have to dig into. But how do I speak to myself on a daily basis? And what do I allow myself to do? When I get that inclination to do something really fun, do I do it? Do I listen to that inner voice, that spirit that's just saying, hey man, just chill out and relax tonight and listen to some nice R&B music and think about what's next for you. Feel the love that these artists put into the songs that they created for us to enjoy. When I do those things, I can't help but love myself at a much higher level than I normally do. And that is what I really want you to focus on, is really taking care of yourself, really listening, really taking the time out, relaxing. So that alone time, sometimes, we feel like, man, I just wished I could go out and do this and be with somebody and have this, that, and the other. I used to feel that way, right? I'm no different than you are. I've had many, many nights a while back that I really just wanted to be with that someone special, or I wanted to be out with the fellas hanging out, or I wanted to be doing this, that, or the other. But now I'm in a real space where this alone time gives me the time that I need to be creative, to create podcast shows, to continue to pursue my other interests. I just started taking a course on day trading because it interests me. And of course, you make some money doing it as well. But it's just interesting, that whole aspect. So as I told you before, I'm an avid learner. I will continue to learn and push my boundaries for the rest of my life. And so this free time is that great time. And that's a part of loving myself also, is expanding my horizons, doing something new that makes me feel totally uncomfortable. And I'm kind of getting into a whole different topic there. But again, it's another aspect of loving myself. So when these thoughts come up, when your thoughts come up into your mind, what I want you to do is I want you to start listening for them. I want you to start listening for that inner voice. And you'll know that it's spirit talking because it'll feel good. It'll just resonate. And it might not be loud. It might be a real small, light suggestion that might pop into your head. And it will be soothing, and it will be something that's beneficial to you, and it will be something that doesn't hurt anyone else. Because the things that we do really are designed to help us love ourselves more so that we can be more in everything else that we do in life. So just wanted to pop online and, create a quick message for you regarding it because it was real time. It was on my heart, and Spirit suggested that I go ahead and make a point of sharing this with you. So I wanted to go ahead and get it done. And now that I am done with this particular exercise for the evening, I'm going to close out, get back to my R&B music, and look at what's next on the agenda because I got to prepare this evening for what's coming tomorrow. So thanks for listening again. Again, wherever you're listening to this, leave a comment, find me on social media, leave me a note. And as always, stay tuned because I got a lot more great stuff coming. And I look forward to speaking with you all again real soon. Take care now. Bye.
You've been listening to Self-Love is the New Sexy with W. Mark Watts. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to tell a friend. Also, make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to our show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you listen to podcasts.